jokes and stuff like that, but he really kind of like
Welcome back.
makes fun.
Hey,
Oh
it
yeah,
feels good to
welcome
be
back.
back. It feels good to be back.
All right.
Yeah,
We were
welcome
just
back.
getting into Loki.
Oh, shoot. I think that we might have lost all of that. But go ahead.
Oh,
I hope not, but I think we might have lost all of that. Sorry, my bad.
hey, like it's okay because we were kind of drawing not much near an hour, but at least a good, I think, 45 minutes. So, I mean, it's okay.
It's okay. The stream is still going.
Yeah, yeah, we're still. Oh, good. We're
Oh,
still
oh,
up.
you said the streams. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the stream's
Oh,
still
okay.
going.
Oh, okay. Great, great. So no, yeah, we were talking about the Loki. Like I was saying, like the Owen Wilson's character, like he surprised me because he had this like he had a joking tone, but he also had this like more serious kind of like I don't know when
Almost
you start
dramatic.
look yeah like it's so that pretty much interested me and he definitely killed it for me throughout the whole episode.
Green, he was the highlight, other than Loki, which is so yummy. So yummy.
Yeah. Like I didn't I came close to maybe tearing up on the episode, but yeah, so that's all I'm gonna say because this is a no spoiler episode or yeah episode of our podcast, at least with the Loki. But
Hmm. Yeah, well,
let's get back into our main segment here. John, you want to take it away from there?
yeah, for sure. So we were talking a little bit about E3. And I think last week we went into kind of like our predictions or whatever. Um, Anybody wanna change any predictions that they had?
No, not at
Mm.
all.
Not at all. Yeah, no, I'm still thinking the Super Nintendo Switch shows up or Switch Advanced. I
this
don't know. They
the
gotta
Switch
use one.
advance.
They're gonna name it Switch Pro. Watch.
Absolutely gonna name it. They're so boring.
Yeah. No, it's just going over the schedule. Take Two has a panel. The Indie Showcase, which is probably going to be pretty good. I'm gonna definitely watch that. Capcom has something on Monday. Um, and then Tuesday, I think we're all basically kind of looking forward to of two of these conferences as a big two. I guess with it one being Microsoft and the other one being Nintendo. Um, I'm really interested, and I'm starting to like how you start to hear things or whatever. Um, and it seems like especially because Microsoft just like dumped a ton of like information out this morning talking about they're still investing in video games, still they're looking to put streamable Xbox parts, I guess would be the good word. I don't know. In TVs,
Oh,
so that should be pretty cool. They've
Interesting.
So they've updated XCloud, the XCloud servers, to almost all having Series X's in them. When they started XCloud, they all had Xbox One S's, and then they updated them to Series X's. So that's going to be really interesting. And they said in the fall they're going to do the full rollout of the streaming apps to everything because now you can stream to your phone. Like certain people have it, like I have it where I can stream to my from my iPhone to the cloud or whatever. But they're making some big investments in gaming, and to see Satya Nadella actually, the CEO of Microsoft, CEO of like a $1 trillion company, come out and say, yeah, we're investing in gaming is really interesting, and it's only something that's going to make the industry better, right?
yeah, I agree.
Right.
Um, because if one company invests in gaming, another company has to invest in gaming. It's only going to make things better. And Nintendo, I'm really interested to see. I don't know if I said it last week, but I expect to be some Metroid there to be some Metroid Prime news there. Or at least that's what I'm hoping.
I want it, but I'm gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, Yeah. Yeah.
I agree. Like I think some Metroid news is coming because I think that trilogy was like rumored for like a while now, right?
Right.
Like and fans at this point are kind of like expecting it.
Yeah, and like we said it last week, and it was we were all kind of joking about it, and being kind of facetious with it, but it's really true. Nintendo's like, yeah, we know you guys want this. We're not gonna give it to you until we feel like giving it to you. It just is what it is.
Dangling.
Yeah, just
They own our souls.
right.
Yeah.
Y'all ever seen that GIF of the guy who's at the ice cream cart and he's trying to the guy's like serving him ice cream and he puts it in a cone and the guy takes the cone but then the guy has the ice cream and he puts it in another cone. The guy try to grab that cone and he just keeps taking. That's Nintendo and us. Um, I have to find that GIF and post it in the chat. Um, but yeah, it's I it is what it is. That's how Nintendo operates, and I don't see them ever changing.
Ever.
It just is what it
Ever.
is. The one thing that kind of is interesting, and I know they kind of pieced out of E3 in 2019, but it's really curious to see Sony not have anything. I know Ratchet and Clank comes out this week, comes out tomorrow. Um, that's getting pretty good reviews. It looks pretty cool to me.
It looks
Um,
so good.
yeah,
So good.
I'm not stressing over getting a PS5, but um, it does look good.
Yeah.
So
I honestly, if I had a PS5, that would be my go-to game.
Absolutely.
probably that and Miles for me, Miles Morales, and Demon
Yes.
Souls. I ain't gonna lie, I'm stick to my script. Um, stick to what I like. Um,
Get a spider cat in Miles Morales. It's amazing.
I
Put it
saw
in your
that.
backpack.
I saw that.
So good.
I was like, man, I might have to go try to get a PS4 just to play this game. Which I know sounds crazy, but yeah, just
No, it doesn't. That's what a Ratchet and Clank alone. That's why I want one.
yeah, yeah. Um,
You were saying, you said Capcom has theirs on Monday.
yep. Monday afternoon at 2:30.
Okay, so I'm
Oh,
going to go ahead and
5:30.
make
My
a
bad.
prediction.
No.
I'm gonna make a prediction, and I don't like. Did I do this last? I don't remember if I said this one last time, but I do this every year for myself because I like pain too, I guess, John. But I believe I believe in Marvel versus Capcom. It's coming.
Hey, you might be
I
right,
know it's
man.
coming.
You might
This
be
is the
right.
year, I swear.
Uh,
Missed it.
oh, Marvel
Marvel
versus
versus
Capcom.
Capcom
Oh,
4.
man. Oh,
I say
man.
this every year, but I don't know. Like I feel like this would be a great year to do it. Like, you know, Disney now have the rights to Fox. Like, so most of the problems that Infinite had won't be around.
Right.
Um, there's been rumors and speculation, not much, but little tidbits to go off of. Um, so I feel like I don't know because it's still too early to talk about Street Fighter Five. I think, especially I think they got like a new season, right? Like, and that's not even done yet. So I don't know if Street Fighter Five is
Oh, Street Fighter
to,
Six.
can be or
That was
yes,
a,
I'm sorry, yeah,
yeah. No, you
Street
good.
Fighter Six.
You good.
Um, so I don't know if Street Fighter Six because yeah, Street Fighter Five is definitely it's still like going hard.
It
Uh,
really is.
so I right like so I don't know if Street Fighter Six can it needs to be a talking point right now. Which brings me more to the point that I feel like maybe they can throw us Marvel. I feel like it's there and coming.
And
I
on
think for the fans, the hardcore fans of the series, they want a six. It's been a long time. It's been a long
Yeah,
time.
it has
yeah,
really.
yeah. It's been going
It's
on
why
for a
we're
while.
like 5, 6 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, know me. Like I've been looking for more fighting games in general, which I'm honestly psyched for tonight because tonight at 12 is finally Guilty Gear.
Oh,
At
Mm,
least for the people who didn't buy the deluxe edition. Like I got the deluxe edition, but it's only for like Sony consoles that like if you buy the deluxe that you had early access.
Oh, so if you bought it on PC, you still have to wait.
Yeah, so like even if you bought the deluxe, which is pretty sad, like I cried in a corner for several hours, but that that's just me.
It happens, man. It happens. Um, so like we got a couple minutes. What are y'all opinions on that? How do you feel about that? Like when you get the deluxe
Like
edition, that you get the game a couple days early.
I'm I'm not a fan of time exclusives like that at all. It's definitely one of the things like I'm prideful on that CDPR didn't do with Cyberpunk.
Right.
I just and especially towards a fighting game, not a fan. Like, cause now for the people who didn't get that, like they're gonna go into this game with some people who pretty much already know what they're doing and get
Right.
Yeah,
slaughtered.
I agree with that, but on certain games, I enjoy it because I'm gonna pre-order the new expansion for 14, and it comes with like a 5 day ahead of time access to the expansion, and I like that because I get a jump on, doing what I want and avoiding queue times and the server being crowded, you know.
Right.
But
Yeah,
for a
Neff is
fighting
actually right.
game,
Yeah,
for a
like
fighting game, I can see why that'd be unfair because you're learning to fight people one on one.
right. Yeah, like so you definitely got a point. Like it really does depend on the genre of games, right? Like so yeah, fighting games is definitely a no. Like that kind of like sets some people up for failure a bit. Um, but still in general, like I have to say, like I'm just not a fan of it. But at the same time, like I'm understanding, like hey, like if you got it and want it, go for it.
No, I agree, and I've done it. I've done it for certain games. Like I did it for Rust. Um, what other game? I
The
think I
one I
did it
don't
for
like is
one of the
when they
Halos.
do when they make you pay for an alpha. That's
Yeah,
annoying. I think that's annoying.
yeah, that kind of sucks. Um,
Yeah,
that kind of like a punch in the face. Like, like damn. But I don't know. Like I think in your case, Neff, it definitely is worth paying for. Because you're right. Like the server queues can get ridiculous.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. It's a weird thing. I think it's a weird balance for me. It's a weird thing to think about. You know what I mean? Like, because definitely I've taken advantage of it, and I've been like, no, I'm not doing that. Um, like for a
If
couple
you're
of
really
the
hyped for the game, you're gonna play it too. There's
yeah,
no. If you're hyped about it, then you love it, and you're gonna do it.
that's true. That's true.
that's true. Yeah, so I'm with you. Like it definitely just depends on the genre.
Mhm. Absolutely. Fighting game that's kind of sucks.
Yeah, that's kind of terrible. That's kind of terrible. Um, but yeah,
That being said, I'm not buying the deluxe edition of any game unless I'm all in hardcore for it.
By the way, I even have more like funniness to the story. Like, so when I bought Guilty Gear, like I actually had the standard edition, and so I had found out that like I think it was from I don't I think it might have been from their Twitter, but I eventually found out that if you got the deluxe edition, you can play today. So
Oh.
I ended up canceling my whole order just to get the deluxe, and
Mm.
then and then finding out I still couldn't play it. Like it was a sad day.
Oh.
oh my god,
Mhm.
But I
that's a
mean,
real downer.
it is a downer for sure. Like, but the good news is at least I won't have to buy a season pass. I guess.
That is good. That is good news.
Well, that's good that it came with it. Some don't. And you're like, what?
Yeah,
Serious?
Yeah,
yeah,
right. Because interesting enough, like they don't have the season pass available to just buy straight out. At least for right now. Because that was my plan from the jump to get the standard version. Then as soon as the game comes out, just go ahead and grab the season pass. But yeah,
Right on.
no. So I guess in the long run, it'll work for me.
Right on. Right on. Um. Well, we're almost at an hour, barring technical difficulties that we had earlier. Um. Any final thoughts before we start to get into the meat and potatoes of E3?
No, not really. We got Cyberpunk at launch. No,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just very
Cyberpunk
excited.
launch.
Like,
Oh, hold on. Let's talk about that. Um,
what?
I'm just commenting to a viewer.
yeah. He got a Cyberpunk launch. So the funny thing is, I ordered Cyberpunk, and like for some reason, Amazon totally fumbled it, and it didn't like I had it for launch. Amazon just like totally fumbled the bag and like refunded me my money, never sent the game. And I didn't end up getting it till like January. And I'll be honest, I think I've talked about this before. I really enjoyed that game, and it's a really great game if the bugs weren't so bad. If that game was actually polished, and I know they've been saying, oh, we're gonna update it, and we got the Series X and PlayStation 5 patches coming out, but it's kind of disheartening. I think we talked about this last week, maybe the week before, but it's really
Yeah.
disheartening for that game because it's so great. It has everything I ever wanted in a cyberpunk game. Like I love the story. I love what you can do, the way you can do things. It's just that you can play that game and have a great time, or you can play that game and fall through the floor. It doesn't make any sense. Or you can get
Hopefully,
stuck in the
player
wall.
mods. Hopefully, player mods will become more of a thing before the
Um,
actual mods get to all the bugs.
yeah. I think
Yeah,
they really need to work on that game. And it's really sad and disappointing where it's at. Um,
I'm just happy they're trying though, like, because they could have easily just dropped this game and just forgot about it. You
Oh,
know, so,
would have been
so
terrible.
right,
right.
like, um, but just that's why I still love them as a company. Like, they're really trying their best here. And I do believe, I think I just read not too long ago, like the main guy like stepped down that was in charge of the directions the game was going. So I think he stepped down.
Yeah.
So
On a sad
go ahead,
side
Johnny.
note, they got hacked again this week. Um,
Well, no,
yeah. Or they're
again.
like, dude, they can't win. They can't win at all. Them and EA got apparently hacked this week. A lot of their information's out there again.
I think they would have changed something by now. Just saying.
Oh my god. I know their IT dude is just like, man, I quit. I'm out.
Right.
I am out. Um, I've went through that. You know, that job. That's not fun. Um, and it's super nerve wracking. So I could totally understand that dude being like, "Yep, I'm gone." Um, but yeah, no, I hope they kind of buckle down and get that game where it should be. Like, the famous quote is, a delayed game is only a delayed game until it release. But a bad game is a bad game forever. Oh, and I totally agree with you. Like the hype did get really ridiculous. Um, I mean, PlayStation took it off their digital store. Just to like kind of get how bad it was. And
That's
even
bad.
yeah, I took a picture of it. On the Microsoft
Well,
store, they had a warning saying like, "Hey, this game might not work well." I'm
well,
paraphrasing, but it was basically that.
Disclaimer.
Yes,
well,
it.
I think the problem was also like the reason why they took it down was because CDPR CDPR was actually telling the fans like, well, if you don't enjoy it, just go ahead and get a refund. but Sony, they don't exactly do it that way, right? Like they don't. So this one group is telling them like, hey, you can do this, and Sony's like, we don't do that, So it was warranted, right? Like it needed to happen, like especially since they kept getting hit up, by the fans, like, hey, we want a refund, and to my knowledge, at the time, like there's a certain stigma with the refunds. Like I don't know if they exactly give you them or they just don't give you it at all.
So
But
that was something I found out this week, and I had no idea that it was like that. I primarily play on Xbox. But apparently Sony really doesn't do digital refunds.
yeah, that's it. Okay. So yeah, so they just don't do them at all. Okay. Yeah. So and then you had CDPR was telling people, oh no, just go get your refund. So it put
Mm,
Sony in a bad spot where they were kind of forced to do it.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, CDPR was like, yeah, we talked with everybody, and you can just get a refund. And I think Sony was like, yeah, we ain't talk about this.
Yeah.
Um, and it just kind of was like a oh a oh moment. Like, oh, this is a mess. I mean, but no, I totally agree. And I think like I've seen a lot of hate for it, but I'll be honest, man. I really enjoyed that game. Beat it, played through it, bugs and all. I just hate that it's in the state it's in because that game, if it was, if it didn't have the bugs that it has, like I said, I've been stuck in doorways. I've been riding on my motorcycle and all of a sudden, just like the ground just goes out, or lose my way on a mission or whatever, or like one of the NPCs gets stuck in a door. It's really crazy and it's really frustrating because story wise, that game's great. Um, if it worked how it was supposed to work, that's my game of the year. By the way, my game of the year for last year was Yakuza Like a Dragon. If you want to play something great,
mm,
go play that.
yes.
I know,
It's a
like,
crazy game.
oh, so awesome! It's awesome. Like
So crazy.
the Yakuza games are great story wise anyway, but that game is so good. And I didn't know how
And they're gonna
a
get turn based. They're going turn based from now on too.
so I didn't know how a turn-based Yakuza game was gonna work, and I ended up
Yeah.
loving that game. Like I'm probably gonna go back and play it again. Like it was so good, and I know like a lot of people like, oh, I got to beat the other Yakuza games. You can some of the sides, some of the stories, some of the characters, a lot of the characters come from the other Yakuza games, but honestly, it kind of holds its own as its own game. And if you're really interested in RPGs and you really like Yakuza, I'd recommend it to both people. Like, or even if you're like me, you used to be a huge RPG player, and now you really just don't have the time. You got to put a little bit of time into Yakuza, but it's so fun. It's super fun.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's so crazy. The story is amazing.
Yeah, and their summoning system is the most hilarious shit I've ever seen. I've never laughed so hard when a summon comes up.
You can summon a rooster.
Yo, the dude in the diaper, in a diaper, get up.
Yeah.
That's my dude. Like, I love that dude.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy. And the job class system, oh, the game is awesome.
You can summon the crawfish.
Yeah, yeah, I love that one too. Um, but
Mm,
yeah, I don't know. Just it's a shame. It's a
it's
shame.
good. Good series. Great series.
Great series. Great series. Um, so we got about 4 minutes left. Any closing things about E3? I know we kind of like started to close and then like a question
Mm,
popped up in the chat. We kind of like, oh yeah, we should talk about that. Um,
no, it's good things, hopefully.
yeah,
Put some surprises in so far, so.
I feel like I didn't say this last week, but I feel like Microsoft is going to acquire another studio, and it's probably going to make a whole lot of people upset. I'm not going to speculate on what studio it is because I don't want anybody coming from my head if it's not that studio or if it happens to be that studio. I don't know. I really don't know. I have some guesses on who I think it is. But yeah, I think Microsoft is going to acquire somebody, and it's going to be a lot of it's going to be a lot of pitchforks and torches out for that.
It's gonna be insane.
Hey, people claim they didn't have games. Can't be too mad since they're now trying to get games.
Yeah, I mean they're talking about releasing a AAA game every quarter, like on Game Pass, which is
What?
crazy, crazy.
Ooh.
I mean, and if you think
So
about it, like next year is probably definitely Starfield. Um, maybe I don't know. I think Fable's 2023, and maybe Avowed. That's two right there. Um, and that's not including all the other stuff they're working on. Um, maybe Hellblade 2. That's three.
mm,
I mean, and they're talking about like Hellblade is a total like AAA game now. Which like Hellblade is such a great. I haven't finished it yet. But like it has like the
it's so
storytelling.
strange.
Oh my god, the game's
It's
awesome.
so
It was
strange.
great. It was great. And then just knowing that it was made by like, not too big of a team, right? Like it's that game was amazing. I'm like you, John. Like I haven't beat it yet. Like I think I got to the very end, but didn't complete it yet.
Yeah, I think I'm
I
about
think I still
halfway
got my
through.
save.
And you're right. Like Xbox didn't has they've had the great exclusives that Sony has. Like Sony has like your God of Wars. Sony has
Horizon, Ratchet
Horizon.
and Clank,
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank.
Final
Infamous.
Fantasy.
Um, which people like. I really like. I think that it's criminally underrated. Um, but they're getting there, man. They really are going to have a lot of things that people are going to be like, oh, you know,
You know what else has those games? PC too.
hey,
Okay,
and your
that's
phone.
that's a that's a that's a. All right, so that was just a troll joke. I'm sorry, guys.
Hey, no, but you know what? That's a good point because, like you said, like $500 to play Halo, like is a bit much. But now you don't have to do that. If you have a PC, you can play it on your PC, or you can play it on your phone. Like, which is absolutely crazy to me. I don't, like fully get playing like
I'm
a Halo or Gears of War on your phone, but you can do it.
I'm just very happy that PC is actually getting these Sony exclusives. Like it's like more people should be able to play these games. Uh,
I
I'm just
agree.
a firm believer in that. Like I'm just I get the reason for exclusives, but at the same time, like I'm also a believer in like more people should play these beautiful games.
Yeah, and I think that's where Microsoft's kind of going. Like, they're like, at first it's like, oh yeah, buy an Xbox because you can only play those games here. But now it's like Xbox isn't just a game console; it's a platform. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
on your PC, on your phone, on your TV, um, which is gonna be absolutely crazy. Um, or on your Xbox. That's where they're going, and I think Sony kind of seen what what Microsoft's doing because now you can get those people. Oh, I don't want to buy $500, or I can't find a PlayStation 5. Like I can just go get Horizon on my PC and it look great. I got a 3080 in my computer. I can play it. You know, um,
They
like
don't even need that in those games, to tell you the
yeah,
truth.
yeah. You don't. But I
Yeah.
know. Like if you're a PC gearhead, that usually starts to go like you can easily be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put this new graphics card and it's gonna be great. Um, I stole an old PC from work that we were getting rid of, and it has a 1080 in it, and man, like it's like going from the the Stone Age to like real life right now. It's awesome. I'm so happy. No, I hear you. AMD's great too, and I almost got tempted to change over to AMD too, but I got this for free, so Because literally like every 3 years we gotta upgrade because that's where our service contracts are at. Um, I know not about video games, but just what happened. So I ended up taking this with me. Um, and it's been great. I got another guy from my office was like, "Yo, so you took one of the he was like, you took one of the old PCs." He was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And he was like, "Hey, run Battlefield on it. Let me know what you think." So, um, but yeah, that's our show. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming in, putting something in the chat. Um, this is awesome. I always enjoy talking with my great co-host Neff. It's always a pleasure. I
Yes, thank you.
thank you for always coming through and always bringing your opinions, man. It's always great to hear you talk about different things.
Well, thanks. Maybe I'm a little too opinionated, but
There's no such thing as too opinionated. It's all good. Noonie, as always, my friend, it's always a pleasure. Yeah,
Love you guys.
hey man, love you too, bro. I know that gets thrown away. Um, that gets thrown around a lot, but I really do. And thank you guys. And I'll catch y'all next. We'll catch you next week, same time, same bat channel. We'll talk about all the E3 craziness. Hopefully, we'll talk about the Switch Pro. We'll see what happens.
thanks for
I think you mean Switch Advance.
Switch Advance. I'm still sticking to Super Nintendo Switch should be the name.
Ugh.
All right, guys. Later.
Later.